Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hello, good night, good evening, good morning. Whenever you see this, wherever you are in the world, I thank you for clicking on the video, taking the time out of your day. Thank you to all the people that have subscribed to this channel. Thank you for keeping it jiggy with me. I appreciate all of you. Um, have you guys ever had like a song that just is just nagging you the whole damn day? You didn't hear it, you weren't listening to it, nothing, and the song is just on repeat. And I said, I don't know, but I don't know if you guys know this song by Aaron Hall. Um, um, we used to laugh and we used to no leave it up to me to screw up a song. Hold on. We used to talk and laugh all night, girl. What happened to those days? Did they all just fade away? Holding you in my arms made me feel so happy. Then you said you had to go. What's wrong? Baby, I need to know. But now it's a dream that I wish you would come back to me. I do. But you're all gone away. Yo, that song has been in my head. Like, it's literally driving me. Like, I'm ready to, like, punch myself in the side of my head. But, yo, that shit's just annoying. But, yeah, I just wanted to, talk a quick little bit about, a few things that have just been rolling around in my head, and I just, wanted to share it with you all. Hope you guys take the time to listen. But, have you ever wondered why people go all out to do things for their children, their family, their husbands? And when I say go all out, I mean something I've been saying to people for a long time. I've been talking to people about energy. People would look at me like I was crazy when I would be talking about energy. And, like when being around certain people would literally make me sick. Um, I didn't really understand it to the. I didn't understand it. I didn't overstand it. At the time. I didn't know how to control it, and it's just something that there was a topic that was brought up a few times this week, and it's like I just can't, it's like people say that they love their children, yet they will hurt other people's children to make their children go ahead. And maybe there's other people out there that have had the same thoughts and pondering and questioning and wondering the same things that I have, um, you know, about karma and payback and revenge. And the other day a lady said something, and it made, like, I've talked to bishops, I've talked to preachers, pastors, oh my gosh, I've talked to doctors, I've talked to lawyers, judges, police. I've talked to so many different people, so many different walks of life. And this lady said something the other day, and I was just like, wow, wow, wow. It just clicked. And basically, she said these people they're not getting away, they're getting by. Because you see a lot of these, sometimes you see some of these wicked people, like they're living like some long life. And on the outside looking in, it looks, I mean, and the image that they portray, it seems as though their life is fine, because obviously they're not going to be coming out in public and saying, well, that their life, turned upside down. They're not going to admit to their karma, And another thing about karma, a lot of times karma happens before certain things happen in people's life. Oh my gosh. It's gonna seem like I'm rambling, but there's just so much in my head I'm getting right now. Like, oh my gosh, my thoughts are like going bing 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 bing. It's like, talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, talk about that. It's like, fuck. I'm trying to focus and I'm trying to sound calm. Well, my brain is like literally like bing, 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 bing. Talk about this, talk about that, talk about this. What about this? What about that? Holy shit. Ah, okay. Karma. Like, I want to get this out. What some of you bitches don't, what some of these females don't understand is that when you're doing your spell work, when you guys are digging up your grave dirt, sitting in the cemetery, playing with cremated, what's it called? Not body dust. I'm just gonna call it the cremated remains. Etc. etc. You guys know you guys know exactly what the fuck you're doing. So when you're doing all of that and you're doing all your work, your candle work and whatever, your magic and stuff like that, right? Like I said, I was always wondering like how wicked people like have such a long life. Some of them anyway. Some of these people, you see them just living. And you're saying, yo, that wicked pussy was still a go on. Still a grin him teeth. Watch him now. That wicked bitch. How them not drop dead yet? And how much good people dead? You know? But now I have what that lady said, that they didn't get away with it. They get by. They don't get away with it, they get by. And a lot of these people, they don't know who they're messing with. So because they've, in the past, been doing these enchantment spells and all these things, and they work. So they feel that they can do it on any and everybody. Another thing that I don't understand is the people that do the work. Some of the practitioners, how come they don't, I don't know. I'm not at their practice. I don't go to their practice. I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? It just seems as though, from the outside looking in, that a lot of people aren't doing their due diligence. It just seems as though they just, if you have the money, they'll do the work. And a lot of these people go there and they lie, and say that, so and so did this and this and this. Nothing don't go like that. And, like, yeah, you guys will always hear me talk about females. Yeah, forever do that. But there's guys that do it too. Guys that do it too. There's some evil guys that, uh, it's not really something that me and my brethren them talk about, um, or that they really believe in, or that they practice openly, or that they even speak about, But there's guys that bring girls' picture and panty and stuff like that to be a man or be a woman, and basically do the same thing that females are doing to guys, right? There's guys out there that do it. There are guys out there that do it. So sometimes, people are out there calling people Yamabella and all of that. Sometimes, sometimes some of these girls get licked. Them get two knocking at them head. So, yeah, but I'm just wondering, back to my original thought was like, how come people don't think about their children? Like, when you're doing these things, like, don't you think about, like, if this is gonna affect your children somehow? Like, is this gonna affect my grandchildren? Will it affect, like, their children somewhere down the road? And when the like Jamaicans would say, when reactions start to them, turn back blow, or otherwise known as karma. Um, the wheels have turned, tables have turned, and they see that the walls are closing in on them, and the clock is ticking, time is ticking, and their back is against the wall now. It's like, why didn't you guys think about all of this before you went and did some evil shit? When I first heard about Dolores, when this lady was in the building, she was living on my floor. That was the first time I ever heard about Dolores. And nobody wanted to tell me what this Dolores was. So I'm saying, okay. So I'm saying, if nobody wants to talk about it, then this something has to be serious. Because, like, why is it such a top secret? Like, everybody's, like, willing to talk about Illuminati and shit, but nobody wants to talk about Dolores. When I'm asking people, they're like, how you know about that? Where you get that name from? Who tell you about that? And I get to witness this lady just get madder and madder and madder and madder and madder. Almost burn down the building with everybody in there. Lock up the apartment in there. Mad. Right now, I think I'm rambling on, and I'm just kind of talking like nonsense. But maybe I'll just wrap it up and say that um, when we do and say things, we really have to be cognizant and considerate of who and what we're saying, and who it's going to affect, and how it's going to affect people. What's the trickle effect? You know, um, a lot of times people think, like, I see some girls, like, they're real punks, real motherfucking punks, because people sit there and talk about their children, talk about their baby father, Ray, and then front up back with the people them that are like dissing them because they came and said, oh, I just mad me mad and oh me sorry and a social media and I drop me a mic and oh teeth and tongue meat and like all some bullshit, some yo, like get the fuck away from me with that bullshit. You think that fucking Straganormous fucking Alf, fucking My Pet Monster, fucking Triceratops, Cyclops, Slimer, Ghostbusters looking. Yo, you think that she could ever come and say, oh, she was joking when she's fucking disrespecting my baby father and disrespecting my son, disrespecting me, calling me bitch, calling me wicked, calling me all kind of name, and this fucking shovel mouth, fucking flat face. I'm yo. So when people are, you have to be conscious. Hear me, conscience. You have to be conscious and cognizant of what comes out of your mouth, because you guys already here. I don't want to like be like one of these people that are always quoting the Bible, because that's so like corny sometimes, but life and death is in the power of your tongue, like, it's a for real thing. It's what you put in is what you get back, like when they say what you reap is what you sow, right? And you never see that you plant something. Oh, let me give you an example. I planted some flowers. Well, not flowers. I planted some seeds from before my son died. Way before my son died. And today I'm looking outside in the backyard and I see the flowers all over the backyard. Not in the place where I planted it. Where the place where I planted it is dry. Just like the friggin' Triceratops the back of her head. Dry. And patchy. And then when I look all over the rest of the backyard is dandelion and the purple flowers. And I said, oh. I said, I planted that shit years ago. I never came up, and I'm looking for it, never came up. And it came up in a spot where I least expected it. And it's like, it's not even just one. It's all coming up through the cracks. It's all coming up through the cracks of the pavement. But it brings me back to somebody saying, about being a king in your life. I'm not even trying to be no king or no queen or trying to be, have a title put on me, because when you put, when people put a title or a crown on you, it's kind of heavy, it's a big responsibility to wear, but, and they say, you're not crowned in your own city or whatever, but it's funny, it's kind of like those plants, because it's like I planted my seeds in Toronto, but it seems like I reaped, here. And I was mentioning in another video, about strangers and love, and I just wanted to say real quick, sometimes it's like the people that you think that are supposed to show you love and respect, and the people that you would, put your head on the block for, people that you lie to the police, go to court and perjure. Listen, you know what I'm saying? They're the first ones to sell you out. They're the first ones to turn their back on you. But I never imagined, because Toronto is Screwface capital. It's, capital city of fake love. And I was born and raised with all that fake love. So when I came here and people were showing me real love, it was like I didn't push it away, but it was just like it's just unreal, you know? And the day that they took my son off of the life support and Peter and Judas walked out on me, it broke me. It like that just my heart just, it was like someone just went into my chest and just squeezed up my heart. They walked out. Doctors, nurses, social work, everybody was left with their mouth drop. Everybody's mouth drop on the floor. How that shit went down. And they said, holy shit, Nadi, who could we call? And I said, well, we're back to square one because you guys asked me who we can call. And, we called them. Well, not them. We called him and they came. And we all see how that worked out, So I said, all right. I said, well, call this number and talk to my girl. See what she says. Me and my girl, we just basically met. Just getting to know each other, whatever. So she's like, they call, said, Natalie's here. Malachi just died. So she's like, what? She didn't call me. She's like, yeah, she's here by herself. Well, she's like, she's there by herself. Like, nobody's there with her. So they explained, so Peter and Judas just walked out. So she said, what? So they were saying, so they were explaining to her, whatever. Anyways, believe you me, I don't even want to sound braggadocious, but I just feel like I have to acknowledge her. Even though I acknowledge her every day, I tell her I love her, I buy her a gift, she told me to stop. But, I can't, man. When people show you love, like real love, like, so she basically said no problem. All of that was kind of a blur. Like, they kind of exchanged information and name and number and blah blah blah. And she said, don't worry, Natalie, I got you. And from that day until today, she not turn her back on me. And I have this youth that will come by and check on me every now and again. He always tells me he appreciates me because him tell me say I helped him out with some quarter. I don't remember, but he said I did. But anyways, he always comes by and he'll check in on me and whatever. So the other day he came by and the usual, we're talking about all his girls and stuff like that, and he can't find real love and stuff. So I was explaining to him, said, well, when I was younger, the best, the hottest thing was, who's the hottest DJ, who's the hottest sound man, who owns a sound, who has the nicest car with the nicest rims and nicest clothes, blah blah blah, who's, obviously when we're young our priorities are a little bit more screwed up and different. And I was trying to explain to him that, this lady tried to set me up with this guy at Danforth Market, and saying that that's a better choice for me and blah blah. But at the time, that's not what I wanted. That's not who I wanted, you know. But I mean, the whole point is just to come back to saying now that is what it's about. It is about somebody who's stable, but not only stable, but not broken. That's something that we never really learned about growing up, is about um it's not about these guys that are flashy and wearing all of their assets, all of their savings around their neck, around their wrist, or driving it, you know what I mean, and don't have nothing for themselves. But we just equate that kind of broke and broken. But you know there's people that are broken in so much other ways, and then bring that into a relationship. But anyways, it took me, you know, how many years to get to this point of my life to finally realize, like, wow. I don't know if you guys know this Mary Jane song. This Mary Jane song goes, I never knew it felt like this. I never knew. I never knew it. Oh, mm, I don't even want to start going off on that song, but yeah. Pardon me, excuse me. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna go now because I feel like I just kind of been rambling on about foolishness for a little bit. So peace, love, and hair grease. I'll be until one love, and thank you for taking the time out to listen. And I hope somebody gets something out of what I've said. One love, big up, peace.